Hi guys, Arindam here, and in this video I'll be showing you the easiest and most reliable way to get the artifact of the Cunning from the hard underwater cave on the island map as of November 2024. So we are currently situated at my base, which is just above the location of the cave entrance, and I'll be showing you the exact GPS coordinates in a moment. Now if you can see my hotbar, I already have a couple of viable dinos for this cave run. So I have done a lot of research on this, on which is the best strategy to go about this cave. So before I actually show you the cave run, before I actually tell you what is the correct strategy, I'm going to tell you what are the things that I have considered and why I think those things are not going to work. So strategy 1, a speed leveled ichthyosaurus. So a speed leveled ichthyosaurus is the strategy that I had used in ARK Survival Evolved, and because speed leveling is disabled in official servers, I am not going to be turning that thing on in my server itself, which means normal speed ichthyosaurus is what I'm going to get. Unfortunately, at normal speed it simply is too risky to attempt this particular cave run. There is enough Electrophorus, there is enough Xiphactinus, and there is Tusotuthis to kill my ichthyosaurus very much. So ichthyosaurus is out of the picture. The second strategy is using the time and tested Basilosaurus, imprinted ridden Basilosaurus with very good saddle, very much a lot of health and a lot of damage is generally the strategy most people are going to use for this cave. Unfortunately, because of how many mobs are there in the cave, and especially because there are Xiphactinus whose bleed does a lot of damage, the Basilosaurus way is, even though it might be a good way, it's not really the best way. In fact, brute forcing this particular cave is completely out of the picture. You can attempt to brute force it, but because of how many high level creatures swarm in this cave and because how fast the respawns happen, brute forcing is simply not a viable method. You can attempt to do it with mate boosted high level Tusotuthis, but that will require you to find two really high Tusotuthis. You'll have to do a lot of research, you'll have to find the correct dino, get the correct saddle. It's too much effort, simply too much effort. So there are a few other strategies. So the third strategy is using a baryonyx. So the baryonyx is not a bad strategy, but again, baryonyx means that you will not be fighting in this cave. You will mostly be trying to use the baryonyx to get the artifact quickly and then go into the above ground stage, get the explorer nodes and come back out. Now the problem with the baryonyx is the final artifact chamber actually contains lot of swarms, and especially it will contain Xiphactinus and Electrophorus, which means that the baryonyx will be easily overwhelmed even with a capped 124 saddle and very good armor, very good damage. The second best strategy that I had thought about was using my for the bosses Deinosuchus. So I have a really powerful Deinosuchus. Let me show you my Deinosuchus over here. So it is really powerful, around 33k health and 562% melee damage. Deinosuchus with its, and this one also has around a 118 saddle. So I had thought about using this, and I was very nearly close to the artifact and I had lost very little health. I was able to take down the alphas very easily. The problem is, in case I have to fight and somehow Tusotuthis comes or somehow a Nidaria kind of dismounts me, then I'll be in deep trouble. And the Deinosuchus is not meant to run. It's fairly slow creature, just like the Basilo, so it's kind of meant to brute force your way in. So that finally I am going to show you the method that will work, and that will work consistently, reliably. So, and that method is none other than our good old Xiphactinus. The Xiphactinus that I have is my most powerful Xiphactinus, and this one has a good amount of health, good amount of melee, and it also has a capped saddle. Around, not capped, just close to capped saddle. So, why is the Xiphactinus the most useful creature for this particular cave? This is because Xiphactinus combines the speed of the Ichthyosaurus so that you don't need to fight all the mobs, you can just run past them. It also has the bleed effect of the Megalodon, so you can take out the larger, more powerful creatures with ease. And because of its blood frenzy, it can heal rather fast. So it combines the speed, damage, HP, and all of the other healing properties that makes it the perfect creature to run this cave. And I have already run this cave around 3-4 times now with this Xiphactinus, and I've been able to get this cave done every single time reliably. That is why I'm going to show you this. Note that this is going to be a speed run with some combat in the final chamber. I will not be showing you any of the 3 explorer nodes found in this cave. So to actually get to the explorer nodes, I'm going to be eventually using a completely different strategy. Yes, there is one more strategy, but I will not be showing it for this moment because that will require something special. Anyway, so I'm currently at my base. I have a generator nearby and a cryopod, so I'll be able to pop this guy out. Let me also get this thing up. Okay, I don't like the green one, so it's fine. So this is my Xiphactinus, the most powerful Xiphactinus I have. As you can see, it's pretty good level. Stats are very high, 15k, around 8k health, and capped saddle, almost capped saddle. And as I told you, this is my base. I'm going to eventually give you a base tour of this entire thing. It's really beautiful. In fact, at the end of the video, I might give you a little glimpse of it. Anyway, for 3 consecutive full 100% playthroughs, my base has been always just above the mouth of this particular cave. So this is the cave. Let me show you the GPS coordinates. The coordinates are 45.3 by 95.6. Okay, now regarding this cave, I am going to be turning up the gamma, and I'm also going to be disabling bloom. So come to graphics, I'm going to be disabling bloom. This is generally how I usually play, and I'm going to be disabling this thing off, and I should have taken this off, but it's not going to turn off, otherwise I have to restart. So I'm going to save these things out, and I'm also going to increase the gamma just so that you guys can see better. There is, because of all this kelp and all these different plants and the swarms of mobs, it is highly important that you have good visibility so that you don't get yourself lost. The initial portion is not difficult, it's the coming back out that can pose a scary part. So, and we are not going to go through the bottom part, we are going to go to the top part because the creatures mostly spawn at the bottom. So from here we are going to take this path over there, and let me kite these guys out. Okay, so this is basically the entrance. We are safe from the Tuso because Tuso cannot enter this area. Now whatever is here, I will be able to easily kill. This is the part in which the Ichthyo actually fails, because the Ichthyo is not a combat mount. So I use the speed to come into this part. Now whatever is there, I'm going to kill very easily. Let them come close. I am not going to take all of these guys out at once. I am intentionally moving so that the movement causes the other creatures to also move, and the bleed damage actually works. Let me go into first person, because sometimes it becomes pretty difficult to actually see. Because I'm moving so fast, you guys also might find it very difficult to actually see. And with all of these bubbles, it makes it very hard. Without the pack push, the shark has no chance. Xiphactinus is much faster. Let me try to... As you can see, it's healing really fast. This is the blood frenzy acting. So let's wait for a couple of seconds. Alright, so we have gotten our cave cleared. These guys are not going to attack us because they are only territorial. This is the artifact. Its coordinates are 45.9 by 89. Here is the artifact of the Cunning. And now actually comes the hard part. This was actually the easy part, by the way. So the hard part is you will have to get out of this part. Let me heal up also. I'll have to get out of this part. I'll have to ensure that I don't get lost. And also the Tusoteuthis, Electrophorus, Mosas, Plesis, all the other creatures will all be there waiting for me. So this part is actually kind of scary. So let me also do one more thing. Let me drop these things. I don't need them. Now is the real part. So we must not get lost and we must not get swarmed. Tuso cannot enter this mouth, by the way, but we don't want Tuso to actually stay here. So I'm going to be doing this thing in first person only, because I don't want to get disoriented and get myself lost. As you can see, this is the Mosa. So now you have to go left. Then we have to go right. I think we are more or less, now we are probably safe. Now none of those creatures are going to be able to catch me anymore. So that was what, my 5th or was it my 6th run? 6th successful run with the Xiphactinus. And well, these problems are still there. So this is the loading part, basically. The loading causing the sudden hang. So we have been able to get the artifact safely, successfully. And now I can reach my base. In fact, let me do this. Let's use the other strategy. So now we are here. All my other creatures are there. And that's it. We are home. So as you can see, this was a very uncomplicated way to complete this cave. The Xiphactinus with the speed of the Ichthy, the bleed of the Megalodon, the HP and power of say a Deinosuchus or even a Bacillo, and because of all this stats, this is the perfect creature for this particular thing. Obviously, you cannot just take any kind of Xiphactinus. You need to have a really good saddle, and you need to actually have sufficient health and melee for this. So yeah, with that being said, if you found this video helpful, please drop a like, share around and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. So stay tuned and thank you for watching.